You ever walk into a house and it just feels right? And then you go into another one, and even though it's beautiful, something's just off? Well, today, we're going to dig into the art and science of creating a home that doesn't just look great, but actually supports the life you want to live. And it all starts with one really big idea.
Right, listen to this. Building a house is a big task, but building a true sanctuary is an art. Wow, that one sentence just perfectly nails the difference between, just putting up walls and a roof and creating a space that genuinely feels like a safe haven.
So that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? How do you do it? It's about getting past the floor plan and figuring out what a home is really for. And the answer, the secret ingredient, is all about one thing: intention.
Look, it's so easy to fall into this trap, right? We see a house plan that looks gorgeous in a magazine and we just go for it. But an intentional home is so much deeper than that. It's about building a space that literally works for you. A space that shapes your day and makes your good habits easier, instead of just being a collection of pretty rooms.
There's actually a word for this feeling we get from our surroundings. It's called psychogeography. Sounds a little complicated, but the idea is actually super simple. The way your home is laid out has a real, direct impact on your brain. I mean, you've felt this before, right? You walk into a room and you instantly feel relaxed, or maybe you feel instantly stressed. Yep, that's psychogeography in action.
And this really shows you what's on the line. I mean, on one side, you've got the unintentional home. It's kind of cluttered, a little stressful. The spatial flow is bad, which just means it's awkward to get from room to room. Your brain is literally working harder just to move through your own house. But then on the other side, you have the intentional home. It's peaceful. The flow from room to room feels easy, natural, and get this, it actually lowers your daily stress. It just goes to show you, good design isn't some luxury. It's a tool for a better life.
Okay, so this brings us to the absolute heart of it. Before you even think about picking out paint colors or cabinets, you've got to think about your actual, real life. You have to know your why before you can figure out the what.
And the whole thing starts with this surprisingly powerful question. What does a perfect Tuesday morning look like for you? Seriously, forget the holidays or big parties. Think about a totally normal day. Do you need a quiet little spot for your morning coffee? Or a huge kitchen island where your kids can do homework while you make dinner? It's these little daily moments that should be the real blueprint for your home. This is the big mind shift right here. It's a concept called functional programming. Basically, your home is the stage where your life happens, and you want those scenes to play out smoothly. If you're a writer, you're not going to put your office right next to the super noisy laundry room, right? The house has to serve your life, not the other way around.
And this idea leads to really specific smart design choices. Like, if you're a family of hikers, a great mudroom isn't a luxury. It's absolutely essential. Or a guest room that can also be a yoga studio, that's making every single inch of your home work for you. And thinking about the future with stuff like wider doorways for aging in place, well, that is about as intentional as it gets.
Now, an intentional home doesn't just exist in a bubble. It has to connect with its surroundings, especially when you're in a place with a really strong natural vibe like the Appalachians mentioned in our source material. It's all about creating a sense of belonging, a sense of place.
This is all about using materials that feel honest, materials that just belong there. Think about a fireplace made from local Tennessee fieldstone, or using reclaimed wood that came from an old barn down the road. These materials, they have a story, they have integrity, they give the house a soul.
And this whole idea of connecting with nature, well, it actually has a name: biophilic design. And let me tell you, it is so much more than just throwing a few houseplants on a windowsill. It is a whole philosophy for designing your home to improve your health by weaving the natural world right into the space you live in.
And the benefits here are not just some feel-good idea. They're real, you can measure them. Having lots of natural light helps your body's internal clock, which means you sleep better. Seeing natural patterns, like the grain in a piece of wood, actually calms our brains down. And big windows, they don't just let in light, they turn the view outside into a living, breathing work of art.
All right, so creating a sanctuary isn't all about philosophy and feelings. There's some serious science and engineering behind it too. The most intentional homes are built with incredible precision to make them genuinely comfortable and peaceful.
It really starts with what's called the thermal envelope. Think of it as the protective shell of your house. How good it is gets measured by its R value. The higher the R value, the better the insulation, which keeps you warm in the winter and cool in the summer without crazy energy bills. But here's the secret bonus that nobody talks about. That same thick insulation that keeps the weather out, it's also an amazing sound barrier. It makes your home incredibly quiet.
Oh man, lighting is another place where being intentional changes everything. We've all been in rooms with that one harsh, flat light in the middle of the ceiling, right? Well, a really well-designed space uses 3 different layers. You've got your general ambient light for just getting around, your focused task light for stuff like reading or cooking, and then your soft accent light to highlight a piece of art or a cool architectural feature. It totally transforms the mood.
And now for the secret key to a peaceful home: sound. We almost never think about acoustics until they're bad, but they are so important. Simple choices, like using solid core doors instead of hollow ones, or just adding some soft rugs and curtains. These things can soak up sound and turn a chaotic-sounding house into a truly peaceful refuge.
Okay, this brings us to the final and maybe the most important piece of the puzzle. An intentional home is not disposable. It's built to last. It's built to survive passing trends and to become something you can pass down.
So you really have 2 paths you can go down. On one side, you've got fast trends, building something that'll look cool on social media for a little while. It's often big, built kind of cheap, and will look dated in 5 years. The other path is curated longevity. This is about choosing what's timeless, what's high quality, building a home that's the right size for your life, not just to impress people. It's really the difference between a house that ends up in a landfill and one that becomes a family heirloom.
And this quote just drives the point home perfectly. It's such a powerful reminder that real value is in the quality, in the craftsmanship, in materials that feel solid, not just in having the most square footage on the block.
So in the end, after all the thinking, all the planning, all the building, this is what you get. It's not just a vague feeling. It's the real result of making hundreds of small, intentional choices. The house feels solid under your feet, the space feels calm in your head, and most importantly, it just feels like you.
So we'll end with this thought. Whether you're building a new house, renovating an old one, or even just rearranging the furniture in your apartment, every single choice you make adds a sentence to the story of your home. The only real question is, what story do you want it to tell?